Road and Hank Lopez here tonight, where the Lincoln Alices are going to take on the Princeton Tigers in Alice Arena. The Alices come into tonight's contest with a 3-1 mark on the year, 1-0 in Big 8 play. And the Princeton Tigers are 1-4 on the season overall, 0-2 in Big 8 conference play. The Alices defeated the Boonville Pioneers last game to notch their first Big 8 conference win. The Alices, of course, are defending Big 8 conference champions and going for the second year in a row. Lincoln, of course, coached by Gene Miller. He is in his 17th season at the helm of the Alice's squad. He's assisted by Doug Crook, Don Allstott, Steve Combs, and Tim Young. Head coach for Princeton is Brian Stillwell. The Tigers' assistants are Bill Nerderhouse and reserve coach Jan Ballard. The Alices and the Princeton Tigers. Lincoln ranked number 2 in Class 3A this week. And the Alices looking to pick up win number 4 on this young 1997-98 basketball season. The Alices defeated Evansville Central to start the year off, also defeated the South Knox Spartans, and then were defeated by North Knox 53-49, but won the first Big 8 conference game of the year last week against Boonville 73-59. And we're just less than a minute away before the introductions of tonight's starting lineups for both ball clubs. The JV game was won by the Princeton Tigers, a very close contest all the way. The score 41-39, the Tigers over the Alices. Might also mention that last week's Boonville victory was the 100th victory in the Alice Arena. Here at the new complex, of course, the new school built back in 1988. The Alices have won 100 games here in the Alice Arena and only lost 18 times. Last year, the Alices and the Tigers matched up. The Alices came out on top by the score of 85-49. Of course, that was down in Princeton. And this is the 65th time these two ball clubs are meeting. The Alices have won 46 of those, and of course the Tigers have claimed victory 18 times. Lincoln has won 7 out of the last game, or rather the last 8 games against the Tigers, and the Alices are on a 4-0 winning streak against the Princeton Tigers. And first, now we'll have the introductions of the starting 5 for the Princeton Tigers. We'll give them to you as Gary Hackney gives them to you. Brian Douglas will start at one of the guards. He's 5'11". He's a senior, averaging 6.8 points per ball game. At the other guard, it'll be number 23, Thomas Jackson. Jackson is a 6'1" junior, averaging 10.6 points a game. Leading scorer in the starting lineup for the Tigers is Thomas Jackson. Number 30, Tyler Lovelace will start at one of the forward slots for the Tigers. He stands 6'3". He's a junior, averaging 6.8 points a game and pulling down 4.2 rebounds per game. The other forward will be Jason Queen. Queen stands 6'4". He's a senior and averages 7.4 points a game. And at center will be John Bates. He stands 6'5". He is a junior and averages 6.4 points per game and 4.4 rebounds per ball game for the Princeton Tigers. Head coach, as we mentioned earlier, is Brian Stillwell. He's assisted by Bill Niederhaus and Jan Ballard. And now the starting lineup for the Alices. Alices 3-1 on this young season, ranked number 2 in Class 3A. The Alices, when they're coached by Gene Miller, have won 14 victories against the Tigers, only been defeated by the Tigers twice. Starting at one of the guards, Todd Roth. He's a 5'10", 145-pound sophomore, averaging 5.3 a game. He had 8 points last week against Boonville. And at one of the forward positions for the Vincennes Lincoln Alices, Shane Cooper. Cooper is a 5'10", 160-pound senior, averaging 2.3 a game. He had 5 points in the last outing against the Boonville Pioneers. At the other guard, it'll be the second half of the Roth brother combination. Mitch Roth. He stands 5'10", weighs 175 pounds, and he's a senior averaging 17.5 points a game. He had 22 against Boonville last week. And at the other forward slot, it'll be big 6'8" senior Charles Eddy. Played his first game of the season last week and poured in 23 big points, 10 out of 13 from the field. And starting at center for the Alice's 215 pounds, 6'5", senior Justin Lowe, averaging almost 13 points a game. He had 6 points against Boonville last week. There, of course, are heads coached by Gene Miller. Assistant coaches Doug Crook, Don Allstott, Steve Combs, and Tim Young. And Hank Lopez with me to do the color commentary again tonight. Hank, good to see you again, and we're set for another ball game.
Yeah, it's great to be back here on Television Communications Channel 23. But it'll be interesting to see tonight how the Alice's play. They got 2 games this weekend against Gibson County, both Princeton and Gibson Southern tomorrow. The games they should win, but it's going to be interesting to see if the Alice's can come out and play like they're capable of. Because tonight should be a good contest. Big contest for the Alice. They have to play well, but tomorrow night they have to go to Gibson Southern, who's a team known for holding the ball. The Alice have got 2 tough games ahead of them here. They have to control these 2 games, but they want to continue to get better in the season.
Okay, it'll be big Charles Eddy and John Bates. Bates 6'5", Eddy 6'8". They'll be jumping center. The officials for tonight's contest, Jim Dunlap from Newburgh and Jay Ritter from Evansville. Eddy and Bates up in the air and controlled by Charles Eddy to Todd Roth. You're bringing into Lincoln Land. Top of the key. Alley-oop pass to Eddy. He pulls it down, and his shot is blocked, but he's also fouled on the play, fouled by John Bates. Big Charles Eddy had 23 points last week, his first outing of the season for the Alice's. And he was 3 out of 5 from the free throw stripe last week, and he's back there one more time. He'll be shooting 2 shots right here. 75% free throw shooter. Hits the back of the iron a little too hard. No good. Charles, 6'8", 215-pound senior.
And one of the things Eddy's going to have to do is be able to hit free throws, because when they get to the better teams, they're going to foul him and put him to the line.
And he did that time, Hank. 1 out of 2 from the line, so the Alice's have a 1-point lead. Ball game just underway. Intense pressure being applied by the Alice's, and a foul called. I believe that will go against Charles Eddy. Yep, Big Charles picks up his first personal foul of the contest.
One of the things the Alice's want to do tonight is apply some good defensive pressure, as you mentioned, to start out with that press, and try to cause some turnovers and control the game. That's what they did last year at Princeton, and they'd like to start that tempo here.
Ball taken away by pressure by the Alice's. Shane Cooper has the basketball for Lincoln. Mitch Roth down low to Eddy. Turnaround jumper up off the glass and good. Kissed it off the glass for his first bucket from the field. Lincoln on top, 3-0. Now the ball goes down court. Jason Queen bounces it down low. Nice block by Justin Lowe. Shot was put up by Tyler Lovelace, and Lowe blocked it away. Good rejection by Lowe. Lincoln on top, 3-0. 7:29 to go, quarter number 1. Queen will inbound the ball for the Tigers under their own bucket. Gets it into Bates. Free throw stripe. Jumper in and out. Won't go down. It's tipped by Bates and tipped back into play, but he steps on the line as he tipped it. It'll be Lincoln ball out with 7:25 to go, quarter number 1.
And the Alice's do what they need to do early. Get the ball down into Eddy. Get him some touches on the ball, because when he touches the ball, good things are going to happen to the Alice's.
Eddy to Todd Roth now. Todd will bring it across the 10-second mark. To Shane Cooper, baseline in the corner on the near side. Eddy top of the key. Charles wanted to take the shot. Dribbles a couple times to his right. He'll bounce it to Justin Lowe. Low baseline left. Out to Mitch Roth, top of the key. Todd Roth in 3-point land. Doesn't take the shot. Into the paint. Now brings it back out. Shane Cooper into Lowe, and foul called over the back by Tyler Lovelace on the Tigers.
And one thing the Alice's do have inside is a height advantage. Aside from Bates inside and Queen, really, they run about 6'4", 6'3", but the Alice's with Eddy inside 6'8", and Lowe 6'5". Really, the height advantage is in favor of the Alice's, and they got to pound the ball down low, and then kick the ball out to the Roth brothers for 3-point opportunities.
Lincoln leading 3-0. The Roth brothers Mitch combination gets it into Todd. Now back to Mitch for 3. No good, won't go. Eddy goes high for the rebound and can't get his footing under him. And it came down, but a foul called against the Princeton Tigers. Mitch Roth, the leading 3-point man for the Alice's by far, 18 out of 34 from 3-point land. 13th foul now on the Princeton Tigers. Mitch Roth to get it into Todd. He'll whip it over to Shane Cooper. Shane on the dribble a couple of times. Back to Mitch Roth. At the top of the key, Todd steps on the green line, fires, no good. It's out of bounds to the Tigers with 6:40 to go, quarter number 1. Lincoln with a 3-0 lead. And it'll be John Bates to inbound it against Charles Heddy. Looking to get it in under intense pressure by the Alices. It comes in now to Douglas. He's trapped in the corner, bounces it ahead. It gets through traffic. Ahead to Bates now. All the way to the glass, off the glass, and good. John Bates got it to fall for the first bucket of the night for the Tigers. That comes with 6:25 to go in the first period. Lincoln on top, 3-2. Todd Roth on the drive, in the wing, near side, picks up his dribble. Gives to Cooper, and a foul away from the ball. And very quickly, the Tigers have 4 fouls here in quarter number 1, Hank.
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't think really Coach Stilwell wanted. He wanted the team to be aggressive, but not to get a lot of fouls inside. Because when you're getting fouls, that shows a lot of lack of defense. And they want to have good defensive pressure because they know they're going to have to stop Heddy inside. But the fouls inside so far have been coming on low inside, so they're really pounding it down in low.
Josh Summers into the contest now for the Tigers. Alley-oop pass is loose, now taken into the hands of Summers. He's on the drive all the way, lays it off the glass, no good. Ball's loose, picked back up, fired up, no good by Summers. And Heddy with a rebound ahead to Mitch Roth. Mitch is hacked from behind. Hacked hard from behind by Jason Queen, and that's 5 fouls now on the Tigers in this first period. 6:05 to go, quarter number 1. Mitch will go to the free throw stripe, and he is 2 out of 2 from the line. Hasn't been to the stripe very much this year. 2 out of 2 from the free throw stripe for Mitch Roth. His first one's up off the back of the iron. A little too hard, no good. Mitch is a 5'10", 175-pound senior, averaging 17.5 points a game. Here's his second one from the charity line. No, can't get the roll. Rebound by Jason Queen. He'll dish it off to Brian Douglas, and Douglas will take it across the 10-second mark. Josh Summers with the basketball now for the Tigers. In the wing in front of the Lincoln bench, guarded by Shane Cooper. Good man-to-man pressure by the Alices. Ball's loose. Bates has it off the glass and good. So John Bates has all 4 Princeton points. Now Princeton has a 1-point lead, 4-3. With 5:35, quarter number 1. Cooper's pass into Justin Lowe. Bounce pass back to Shane Cooper. Mitch Roth, top of the key. Around the horn it goes to Heddy. Baseline, he'll drive. Lays it off, reverse, good. Nice move by Charles Heddy. The Alices now with a 1-point lead. Douglas with the basketball, bounces it down low. And Lowe had a lot of ball, but he got a piece of Jason Queen as he went up for the basket. So Justin Lowe picks up the Alice's second foul of the first quarter.
Yeah, one thing the Alices are doing right now, they're really not having the great offense that you usually see, because Mitch Roth really has only taken 1 shot attempt, and he's got to get that 3-point shot going for the Alice's offense to be effective. Heddy will be there for the offense, but they need other players to step up around him.
Jason Queen, a 6'4" senior, is a 47% free throw shooter. Here's his first one. Too hard off the iron, no good. Queen's averaging 7.4 points per ball game. Lincoln with a 1-point lead, 5-4, 5:18 to go, quarter number 1. Queen's next shot goes through. We're tied 5-5. Here comes Chris Warner into the contest, a big 6'5" senior for the Tigers. And Jason Queen will sit down. We're tied at 5. Todd Roth with the basketball for the Lincoln Alices on the far side in the wing. Picks up his dribble. Pass to Heddy. Charles fakes the 3. Passes down low to Justin Lowe. Turnaround jumper by Lowe. Good. Pretty shot by Justin Lowe. Averages 12.9 a game, and pressure gives the ball back to the Alices with 5 minutes to go and a 2-point lead.
And that's one thing you didn't see last week was Justin Lowe's offense. He really was kind of lackluster on offense because of Heddy's return, but they need him to step up and support Heddy with the inside points.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Cooper has the basketball for Mitch Roth. Now to Todd. Back to Mitch. Mitch fires for 3. Left side won't go. Ball's loose, and Shane Cooper crashes in to Chris Warner, and that'll be the third team foul for the Alices. Tiger ball out with 4:52 to go in the first stanza. 7-5 Lincoln lead. Down court pass goes to Thomas Jackson. Jumps, pumps, scores. Jackson over Heddy for his first bucket of the night. We're tied 7 apiece. 4:40 to go, quarter number 1. Todd Roth with the ball for the Alices. Now to brother Mitch, top of the key. Stops there to Charles Heddy, near side on the line. Nice long shot by Charles Heddy, almost a 3. Heddy now with 7 points, and the Alices with a 2-point lead. Douglas guarded nicely by Todd Roth. He'll pass it over left side to Josh Summers. Gets it into Bates. Bates drives. Kicks it back out to Jackson. Into the hands of Douglas. And they'll check if that's a Warner. Back to Thomas now. 4:05 to go, quarter number one. Lincoln in the man-to-man defense. With the basketball, Josh Summers, guarded by Shane Cooper. Ball's loose, picked up by Todd Roth. Lincoln has it with 3:55 to go in this first period. Todd Roth now to Shane Cooper. Trying to get it into low and off the fingertips of the Tigers. Chris Warner out of bounds to the Alice's. With 3:45 remaining in the first period, Lincoln with a 2-point lead, 9-7. As I mentioned earlier, the last game these Alice's won here in Alice Arena was the 100th victory in this new facility. Long pass into Cooper. Shane hauls it down before it goes back into the backcourt. And he is called for double dribbling before he passed it away to Todd Roth. So it'll be Princeton Tiger ball with 3:42 to go in the first period.
Yeah, the Alice's really don't have the spark really that they usually have right now, but I'm sure they'll pick it up. They need to really show something here tonight, because tomorrow night will probably be a slowdown game against Gibson Southern, who likes to hold the ball.
Josh Summers across the 10-second mark for the Tigers to Brian Douglas now. Douglas passes it back again to Summers. Up, no good. Ball's loose, tipped around, races on. Cooper has he almost got it off the thigh of Brian Douglas, but nice try by Shane. Substitution now for the Alice's Craig Curzan. He'll come in, and Shane Cooper will get a rest. Curzan's a 6'2", 180-pound junior, averaging 6 points per contest. Jackson gets it in to Brian Douglas for the Tigers. 3:20 to go, quarter number one. Back to Jackson now. Thomas Jackson in the wing, right in front of head coach Gene Miller for the Alice's. Bounce pass goes awry, out of bounds to the Alice's.
And that's one thing, if you play good defense against this Princeton team, they'll make the turnovers and they'll give you the ball back, but you got to play good defense. They're one of those teams, you just can't let them hang around for a while, because they'll stay with you. We mentioned that when we played North Knox, and we let them hang around, and they ended up getting the victory against us.
Todd Roth with the basketball now for the Alice's, and a 2-point lead. Hetty faked a three. Curzan has the basketball now on the wing near side. Kicked out of bounds by John Bates to the Alice's. 3:01 to go, quarter number one. Lincoln still holds a 2-point lead, 9-7.
Yeah, on offense, the Alice's need to get a little bit more movement. They're standing around a little bit. They need to get a little more movement on offense.
Big Charles gets it in to Todd Roth. Dribble around on the far side now. Stops in the wing over there. Curzan, baseline left. He'll take the jumper. Too hard. Nope. Bounce back in. Hit the far side of the rim, but got the shooter's bounce and went in. Nice bucket by Craig Curzan. Lincoln now with a 4-point lead. 2:44 to go in this first period. Tiger ball out of bounds. Big John Bates against Big Charles Hetty. Looking to get it in. Taking some time. Good defense by the Alice's. Good pressure. Finally gets it in to Brian Douglas. He breaks the press. Dishes it off to the right side, and a push by Todd Roth on Josh Summers. And that'll be the fourth team foul for the Alice's, and the Tigers have 5 here in the first period. It's a 4-point lead by the Alice's. Bates looking to get it in. He does to Douglas. Douglas tips it, tracks it down. Jackson double teamed, gets away, dishes it off to Warner on an no-look pass, and Warner wasn't ready for it. A Lincoln basketball, 2:32 to go in the first period. No, I guess it's Tiger basketball. I don't understand that either, but Hetty almost gets it back for the Alice's, and he does. Good play by Charles Hetty, heads-up play. And Big Charles will take it out himself. He'll bring it in with 2.5 to go in the first period to Todd Roth. Hetty, a definite all-state Mr. Basketball candidate. Roth now to Justin Lowe at the top of the key. Charles Hetty. Mitch Roth, free throw stripe. Nice pass to Lowe. He'll take the jumper. Got it. Rattled around for a while and fell through. Lowe now with 4 points on the night. Lincoln now pulling away with a 6-point lead. 13-7. Thomas Jackson on the dribble against Mitch Roth. Now Curzan joins him. Backs up a little bit now. Jackson across the 10-second mark to the left wing. Down low to Jackson again. Nice pass from Josh Summers to Jackson, and Jackson put it through for his 4th point of the night. And it's a 13-9 Lincoln lead. 1:40 to go. Quarter number one. Lincoln on top. Todd Roth to Mitch Roth. He'll fire for 3 long range. Too hard. No good. Bates with the rebound. Douglas has the ball now for the Tigers. 1.5 to go in the first period, and the Tigers call timeout. Down by 4, 13-9 at the hands of the Owls. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
This is Paul Yoakum. Just about every day you get stopped by a train. That's a great time to think about your transportation needs. Westport Auto is your exclusive Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge Ram truck dealer. For luxury, it's Chrysler. For fun, it's Neon. For work and play, it's Dodge Ram and Dakota. For windblown hair, it's a Chrysler convertible. So when the gates go up, drive to Westport Auto Sales, where the selection is great and the prices are lower.
13-9. The Owls is on top with 1 minute, 34 seconds remaining, quarter number 1. A very fast-paced quarter, and it'll be John Bates inbounding the ball for the Princeton Tigers. 1-4 on the year, and the Owls is 3-1 on the season. Brian Douglas across to Thomas Jackson. He's double-teamed in front of the Owls' bench, taken away by Mitch Roth, and almost had it cleanly, but went out of bounds to the Tigers.
And that's good to see the Owls' aggressive defense. A few times they found lost their man on defense. They're willing to step it up defense to keep up the defensive pressure here.
John Bates looks to get it in. He does to Thomas Jackson in the backcourt. Mitch Roth joins him back there. Bates under pressure, gets it away to Queen. Queen now, top of the key pass goes to Josh Summers. Now to Thomas Jackson. In the wing in front of the Owls' bench. Douglas with the pass, almost taken away by Curzan. It is in Summers' hands. Now goes over to Queen. Shot no good, and a loose ball out of bounds to the Tigers. 59.3 to go, quarter number 1. Lincoln with a 4-point lead. 13-9. And it'll be Josh Summers inbounding the ball to John Bates. In the paint, puts it up. Nice shot by Bates. He has 6 points on the night. And it's a 13-11 Lincoln lead now. 50 seconds to go in the first period. Curzan with the basketball from Todd Roth. It's kicked out of bounds by Josh Summers. Lincoln ball with 47.2 ticks in the first period. And Mitch Roth will inbound the ball for the Owls under their own bucket. Lincoln with a 2-point lead. Now they're going to have him. Nope. Curzan gets it in. Todd Roth on the far side. Todd dribbles at the free throw stripe to Charles Eddy. Dribbles around the perimeter into Justin Lowe. Nice one off the glass and good. Good feed by Eddy to Lowe and kissed it off the glass. 15-11. Lincoln on top. And bounce pass goes awry, out of bounds to the Owls. Good pressure that time by the Owls caused that turnover.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about on defensive pressure. They need to keep the defense. When they get defensive turnovers, that's going to create some offense for them.
Charles Eddy looks to get it in. He does now to Todd Roth. 30 seconds to go in the period. Lincoln on top by 4. 15-11. Todd Roth, the Owls is playing for one final shot here in the first period. Roth dribbles around, down to 15 seconds. On top, 15-11 are the Owls. Roth looking, now to Curzan on the far side, into Eddy. Eddy up, and good, got the roll. Charles Eddy has 8 points. And it's a 6-point Lincoln lead now, 2-1. And shot is up, and it is no good. Douglas got the ball to go through, but it will not count as the first quarter comes to a close, and the Owls is on top of the Tigers 17-11. Be back in 60 seconds on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
Every financial decision will affect every other financial decision you make. Each is linked to the other. That as a whole will impact just how far your money will grow. Our goal at Midwest Insurance is to help you make the best decision at every juncture with careful planning and working together. We will help you build your financial security at Midwest Insurance. Call us today at 882-1300, located at 912 Carbon Street, Vincennes.
If you want to see the best-selling cars and trucks in the world, visit Dick Leonard Ford Lincoln Mercury in Vincennes.
The all-new 98s are in stock, and now's a great time to buy. For your next choice of a car, truck, or van, Dick Leonard has a great selection. Call or stop by for details on all new 98s that are in and 97s that are moving out.
Come see for yourself why we are the automotive solution. Dick Leonard Ford Lincoln Mercury with 2 locations in Vincennes.
Second quarter just now getting underway, and it is Curzan, Lowe, Eddy, and the Roth brothers, Mitch and Todd, back in there for the Owls. And for the Tigers, it's Bates and Jackson, along with Douglas, Summers, And Jason Queen. Queen with the basketball for the Tigers. Bounces it over to Douglas. Bryan with the basketball. Back to Jackson, and he travels with the ball. Well, he actually turned it over. So with 7:51 to go in the first half, Lincoln has a 6-point lead.
Right now, the Owls need to try to get the ball down inside to Hetty, get Hetty some more offensive touches inside, and try to get him some more points, and then kick the ball back out to Roth for a 3-point opportunity. They got to start to get into their offense.
Justin Lowe with the basketball for the Owls. Charles Hetty on the perimeter on the green line. Backs away, now baseline left. And it is actually off the foot of Hetty, out of bounds to the Tigers with 7:34 in the first half. John Bates looking to get it in under pressure. He gets it in now to Brian Douglas. Douglas ahead to Jackson. Jackson on the drive in the paint, dishes it away, up and good by Jason Queen. First bucket of the second quarter. It's a 17-14 or the 17-13 Lincoln lead. Todd Roth with the basketball for the Owls to Craig Curzan on the far side. Curzan dribbles at the free throw stripe to Todd Roth. Hetty, from the free throw line. Nice jumper by Hetty. And he has 10 points now. 11 make that. He has 1 from the free throw stripe. He had 23 in last week's contest. And now he has 11 already here in the first half. We're 6 minutes and 50 seconds away from the first half being history. Tigers down 19-13 at the hands of the Vincennes Lincoln Alices. On the drive, Queen up the glass and good. Queen now with 2 buckets here in this second quarter. He did score in the first quarter. 6:41 to go in the first half at 19-14, or the 19-15 Lincoln lead. And Clint Richter comes into the basketball game now. And Mitch Roth will get a rest. Todd with the basketball. Over to Richter. Into Hetty. Charles dishes it out to Justin Lowe nicely. Pretty shot by Lowe. Justin has a nice soft touch on that shot. 8 points now for Lowe. Tigers down quickly. Ball is loose and out of bounds to the Tigers. With 6:23 to go in the first half. 21-15. Lincoln 6-point lead. Summers inbounds it. Shot up by Bates, no good.
Yeah,
I mean, it is good, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is with the Owls is they didn't guard the guy on the inbounds play. He got the shot, even though he missed that. Somebody had to come over with the help side, and the help side guy got the basket.
Turnaround jumper by Lowe goes in again. 2 in a row by Lowe. He has 10 points on the night. Out of bounds to the Tigers. Jackson and Richter.
That's a little bit I was talking about earlier with Justin Lowe stepping it up inside. He's got 10 points already in the contest, and he's complimenting Hetty real well tonight on the inside. But Mitch Roth, usually hitting from the outside, has not scored yet in the contest. So you got to try to get him involved in the offense a little bit too. 6-point
lead by the Alices. Princeton with the basketball. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half of basketball here at Alice Arena. Bounce pass into Douglas. It's knocked out of bounds by Curzan. That'd be Tiger ball. Out of bounds. The Alices, of course, ranked number 2 in Class 3A this year. And the Tigers also a 3A opponent. Long pass goes in to John Bates across the way. Brian Douglas with the basketball in the wing, the left side. Bounces it over to Jason Queen. Clock runs down to 5:35 to go in the first half. Douglas guarded by Todd Roth. Drives baseline. Brings it out. And tries to bring it out. Off the foot of Hetty. Now picked up by Summers. Long pass, almost taken away. Now back into the hands of Jason Queen. Now it's taken away by Craig Curzan of the Alices. Todd Roth comes across the 10-second mark to Charles Hetty, top of the key. Curzan in 3-point territory. Looking to get it away. He does to Roth now. Todd's pass goes to Clint Richter on the far side. All the way across court to Charles Hetty. 4-3. Hetty fires too hard. No good. Nice blocked out underneath by Brian Douglas. And the Tigers have the ball. Jackson's pass comes to Douglas. 23-17. Lincoln on top. First half of action. The Tigers working their perimeter. Lincoln in a man-to-man defense. Jackson with the basketball. Drives to the bucket and passes it off a little too hard on the fingertips of Jason Queen. Out of bounds to the Alices. Dustin Hudson now coming into the contest for the first time for the Tigers. He'll replace Thomas Jackson. Hudson, a 5'6" sophomore. Hetty's pass to Todd Roth. 4.5 to go in the first half. Lincoln still maintaining that 6-point lead. Nice move by Hetty underneath. Almost stuffed it, but not quite. Hetty with his 13th point of the night.
That's one of those tweeners. You get up there and you can't put it down, so you just kind of put it in and grab the rim.
Yeah. Douglas's pass goes to Summers. Now back to Douglas. He's directing traffic. Josh Summers with the basketball again for the Tigers. In the corner to Brian Douglas. Double teamed. Back out to Summers. Josh on the dribble, almost taken away by Curzan. At the free throw stripe, Jason Queen gets it over to Hudson now. Hudson to Summers, and Summers calls timeout for the Princeton Tigers with 3:52 to go in the first half. And it's a 25-17 Lincoln lead. We're back in 30 seconds on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
Do you know me? You're never at home without walking all over me. Your kids abuse me. Oh, sure, you've been generous to me by showering me with mud, salt, gravy, filth.
If your carpet is screaming retirement, then you need a M&S floor covering. M&S is your Philadelphia and Cornet dealer with many fibers and colors to choose from. You should choose M&S floor covering. Upper 11th and Hearts and 10.
Hell could you do to me? Hey, what's that? Oh, no, not a puppy.
It'll be Tiger ball with 3:52 to go in the first period. Or the first half. Douglas with the pass. Now back to Summers. Back to Douglas. Into Bates at the free throw stripe. Nice pass down low to Jason Queen off the glass and good. He has 6 points here in this second quarter. 25-19 now. A 6-point Lincoln lead again. Curzan with the basketball for the Lincoln Alices to Charles Eddy. Eddy looking for low. Todd Roth fires long range. Off the iron, too hard, no good. Scramble is on, picked up by the Alices. Eddy with the basketball. Around the horn it goes. Curzan, baseline jumper, good one. Pretty shot by Craig Curzan. The Alices working that ball around very effectively that time.
Yeah, nice play there by Clint Richter to make the save there to give the Alices another chance.
Douglas in trouble, now gets it away to Hudson. Hudson's pass to Bates almost goes out of bounds. Bates double teamed on the left corner. He'll send it over to Josh Summers. Under 3 minutes to go, first half. 27-19, Lincoln on top. Hudson has the basketball. Guarded by Clint Richter. Bounce pass into Jason Queen. Now to Hudson. Around the horn to Summers. Now to Douglas. Lincoln man-to-man defense. Douglas stopped. Passes over to Summers. Now back to Douglas again.
Yeah,
Douglas looking. Go ahead.
Princeton's running the slow-down offense right now.
2:25 to go in this first half. Lincoln on top, 27-19. Ball's loose on the floor. Tipped into Curzan's hands by Todd Roth. Nice tip by Roth. And now back to Todd. Richter baseline. It's loose. Taken away by the Tigers. Queen with the basketball. Ahead to Hudson. Hudson has one man to his right. Passes it over to Bates. And Bates wasn't quite ready for it. Goes out of bounds to the Alices.
Yeah, if the Alices give a little bit of pressure, they'll make their own turnovers. But the Alices come in, the defensive pressure is just not there right now.
Lovelace coming into the ball game for the first, since the game started. Tyler Lovelace, 6'3" junior for the Tigers. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Todd Roth with the ball to brother Mitch. Back to Todd on the near side. Charles Eddy, baseline near side. Jumper too short. Tipped away. Justin Lowe comes down with it, and he is fouled from behind. The first quarter started out with a lot of fouls, and this is the first one we've seen for a while.
Yeah, it really has been, but there's Lowe inside again with a nice offensive rebound there. Didn't get a chance to finish because he got fouled before he went up for the shot. But you're going to have that. If Hetty's going to be playing out in the perimeter, Lowe's going to have to play good down inside.
Pass to Hetty from Roth. Turned it off the glass and good. Nice shot by Charles Hetty. 15 points now. First half of basketball by Charles. 1:35 to go in the first half. Douglas shot. Nope, won't go down. Ball's loose. Now picked up by Lovelace, and his pass goes out of bounds off the shoulder of a Tiger. And it'll be Lincoln ball with 1:29 to go in the first half.
Yeah, you can tell when Princeton gets the ball down inside, they're a little intimidated by Hetty's low inside because a few altered shots already have caused them to make some bad passes when they could have shot the ball in.
Todd Roth, Justin Lowe. Back to Charles Hetty on the far side. He'll back it out on the green stripe. Now drives baseline left. Hard off the rim. No good. And a foul called on the Tigers again. 2 in a row against Princeton. 1:13 to go, quarter number 2. It's a 10-point Lincoln lead, 29-19. Craig Curzan coming back into the contest now for the Alices, and Charles Eddy will get a rest with 1:13 to go in the first half. Eddy's first half points are 15, and he had 23 his first outing this year. John Bates looks to inbound the ball. He'll get it in to Josh Summers. Summers picked up by Mitch Roth nicely. Gets it across the 10-second mark. Helped by Clint Richter. Passes it away to Bates. Bates in the wing on the near side to Summers. Round the horn to Brian Douglas at the center circle. Left side to Thomas Jackson in the wing, guarded by Clint Richter. And a minute to go now in the first half. Douglas fakes the shot, gives to Bates down low. He'll put it up too short. No good, but a foul called on the Alices. 48.5 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
That's one of those bailout fouls declared as a flop there. The ref decides to call a foul. More of a bailout than anything really on that call.
Yeah. At the line, it'll be John Bates. He's a 38% free throw shooter. And he has 8 points on the contest. Bates, 6'5", junior. 29-19. The Alices with a 10-point lead. Bates shot up too short. No good. Tigers 1-4 on the year and 0-2 in Big 8 conference play so far. The Alices won their first Big 8 matchup last week. Bates' second shot good this time. And back into the game, Jason Queen, and Bates will sit down with 48.5 seconds to go in the first half. Craig Curzan looks to Richter. Now gets it into him. Richter crosses the 10-second mark. And now gives it back over to Craig Curzan. Todd Roth with the ball for the Alices. Lincoln with a 9-point lead. Curzan's pass into Lowe. Lowe puts it up under a lot of pressure, and he's fouled again. So I think Lowe will go to the free throw stripe this time. Justin had 6 points last game. Now he already has 10 in this contest first half.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Last game, I don't know. He just didn't feel the need to score last game with Hetty coming back, but right now he's playing a solid game inside for the Alices, and they're going to need him throughout the stretch of the rest of the season.
16 out of 24 from the free throw stripe now, a 70% free throw shooter. This is the front end of the 2-shot foul. Here's the tail end of it. Again, too hard, no good. Tigers with the basketball. Jason Queen, it's the rebound to Brian Douglas. Douglas across the 10-second mark with 25 seconds to go in the first half. Down by 9 are the Tigers. Mitch Roth guarding Josh Summers. And a foul by Roth now. Again, that was kind of a bailout foul, Hank, like you said last time. 19.8 seconds to go in the first half. Lincoln on top, 29-20. At halftime, we'll have the elementary school basketball game. And we'll have a couple of new announcers. It'll be Nathan Ashworth and Jordan Ravlette doing the play-by-play at halftime. At the free throw line now, Josh Summers, and his first one goes through. Summers is a 66% free throw shooter. He'll cut the Lincoln lead to 8 now. 29-21. Summers, 6'2", senior. Second one from the stripe tonight. Got it again. 2 out of 2 from the line. Curzan looking to inbound the ball for the Alices. Gets it into Mitch Roth. Roth guarded very closely by Thomas Jackson. Back to Todd Roth. Here comes Todd across the 10-second mark. Gives to Craig Curzan, and foul away from the ball. And Hank, did you see Mitch Roth and Jackson going at it?
Yeah, Jackson and Roth are, I guess, talking a little bit in there and getting a few shoves in there. But I'm surprised the refs didn't see it because they called a lot of fouls, really. And to not call that one was kind of surprising with those two going at it.
That was pretty obvious, wasn't it? Anyway, Justin Lowe beat the free throw stripe with 8.7 seconds to go in the first half. And Lowe's not able to connect from there yet. 0 for 2, 16 out of 23 on the year. Justin, 6'5", senior, 215-pounder, averages almost 13 points a game and has 11 now. His first one from the stripe tonight. Bates will come back into the contest. That's kind of odd with 8.7 to go in the first half. But I guess they want to get the height back in there for the rebound in case Justin can't put this one through. He eyes the bucket, sends it on its way, and got it. 2 from the line tonight. 31-22. Lincoln on top. 5 seconds to go in this first half. Jackson on the drive all the way to the bucket. Tipped by Lowe, put back up by Bates. No good. Tipped in by Bates right before the buzzer. And the basket will count. And the half ends with the Vincennes Lincoln Alice's on top of the Princeton Tigers by the score of 31-24. We'll take a 30-second timeout here and be back with the recap of the first half. Also with the action of the elementary school basketball games.
All of us at
Bringing you the play-by-play description of the elementary school contest here at halftime. We are at halftime, and the Vincennes Lincoln Alice is on top of the Princeton Tigers by the score of 31-24. And Hank and I'll be back in about 60 seconds for more on Cablevision Communications Channel 23.
When you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, remember to stop in at Trent Auto Sales. Trent Auto Sales takes the worry out of buying pre-owned vehicles with warranties and the willingness to stand behind what they sell. Trent Auto Sales has been offering dependable, attractive pre-owned cars, trucks, and vans customers are proud to drive since 1971. Their selection now includes several late-model automobiles, even some 96 models. With summer trips coming, perhaps you'd like the convenience of a sport utility vehicle. Try one out today at Trent Auto Sales on 6th Street in Vincennes.
Taco Rail. At some restaurants, you have to try almost every item on the menu to find one that tastes great. But at Taco Rail, everything we serve is prepared to perfection. Just one taste of one item at Taco Rail will have you saying, everything is great. That's right, Taco Rail. At the corner of 6th and St. Clair in Vincennes. Taco Rail. Just one taste.
And we will recap the stats in the first half for you. And Hank gets back over here. Hank's pulling double duty tonight. He's doing the camera and the stats right now. There he is back on the microphone. Hank, can you recap the first half for us, please, bud?
All right, scoring in the first half of play for the Princeton Tigers. They were led by John Bates. Late in the contest had, or rather the first half, had 9 points. Jason Queen had 7 points. 4 points for Thomas Jackson and 2 points for Josh Summers. Find out the score in the first half for the Princeton Tigers. For the Alice's, they were led by Charles Hetty. Hetty had 15. Justin Lowe had added 12. And Trexler Vance added 4 points in the first half for the Alice's.
Okay, so the Alice's on top by 7, and the second half just seconds away for the Alice's starting the second half. It'll be the original starting 5. Shane Cooper, Charles Hetty, Mitch Roth, Justin Lowe, and Todd Roth. Back in there to start the third period for the Alice's. Lincoln 3-1 on the season. The Tigers 1-4. And Jim Dunlap and Jay Ritter, the officials, ready to get the second half underway. I mentioned earlier the JV contest was won by the Tigers 41-39. Second half of the varsity contest underway as Justin Lowe's pass comes in to Todd Roth. Now back to Justin. Taken away by Thomas Jackson. Jackson all the way to the bucket. Nice block partially there by Lowe. Ball's loose and Shane Cooper on the tackle. Cooper, of course, a very outstanding Lincoln High School football player this past season. And he committed a personal foul with 7:47 to go in this third period.
Yeah, a lot of times that football rubs off into basketball. Not quite done putting away the pads yet for football, Coop.
The Alice's football team, of course, had a fantastic year again this year. Bates looking to get it in. Under pressure, long time. Now comes in to Douglas. Brian Douglas in the front court, double teamed. Jackson top of the key, fires in and out. No good, rings the rim. Hetty goes high for the board. Hauls it in for the Alice's. Down court pass to Shane Cooper. Back to Todd Roth now. Charles Hetty into Justin Lowe. Turn around, puts it up too hard. No good. Into the hands of Brian Douglas comes the Karam for the Tigers. Across the 10-second mark to Thomas Jackson. Now to Josh Summers to Douglas. Nice pass up and good by Douglas. His first bucket of the night. He's averaging 6.8 points a game. Cuts the Lincoln lead to 5. 31-26. 7 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Mitch Roth back to brother Todd. Top of the key. He'll let it fire. Misses. Off the iron into the hands of the Tigers' Jason Queen. He'll dish it around to Brian Douglas. Brian walks it across the 10-second stripe, and he walks it back across the 10-second stripe for over and back.
And really, we were talking a little bit here. This is really just an ugly game right now. A lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls. I mean, it's really just not a real exciting game right now. Neither team can really get a grasp on anything right now on offense or defense. So somebody's going to have to step up and rise to the occasion.
Todd Roth gives it to Justin Lowe. Now to Mitch. Mitch dribbles, and an offensive charging foul called against Mitch Roth. And that's that matchup between Roth and Thomas Jackson.
Yeah, and we're probably not done here with that matchup for the rest of the night because the offensive foul there on Roth might cause Jackson to be a little more aggressive on offense, too.
We'll see where it leads. 6.5 to go in the third period. Tigers with the basketball. Jason Queen tries to drop it down low. It's loose and picked up by Justin Lowe, but it did go out of bounds to the Tigers. The Owls, of course, defending Big 8 champions. And last week they had the fewest number of turnovers this season. They only had 12 turnovers last week against Boonville. Pass comes in nicely to Jason Queen, and he has his 8th point of the night. 9th point, check that. It's a 31-28 Lincoln lead now, only 3 points. Separate these two clubs, 6:15 to go in the third period. Mitch Roth to Todd, to Shane Cooper. Lincoln on top, 31-28. Mitch Roth on the drive at the free throw stripe. Gives to Hetty. Hetty puts it up, but he's fouled on his way up. Hetty didn't quite have a full handle on the ball when he shot it, but he was fouled in the process anyway.
One of the things for sure, this is a lot like the North Knox-Lincoln game. Although Lincoln really never had much control of the game, it's a lot like this because Lincoln just really can't get a grasp of the game and just kind of leaves Princeton hanging around.
Hetty is 75% free throw shooter coming into tonight's contest. He's 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. 15 points in the first half. Now he has 16 as he has his first point here in the second half. Big Charles, 6'8", 215-pound senior. A definite all-state candidate. Rings the rim, no good this time. Tigers with the rebound. Exactly 6 minutes to go in the third period. Brian Douglas bounces it across the line to Josh Summers. Summers pass taken away by Hetty. Ahead to Todd Roth. Lincoln with the numbers. Mitch Roth with the jumper. No good. Nice rebound back in by Justin Lowe. Lowe in great position and picks up his 14th point of the night. Lincoln now again with a 6-point lead. 34-28. 5.5 to go, third period. Tigers with the basketball and a travel called on Josh Summers. Nice pass from John Bates to Summers, but Summers traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, Summers didn't make the travel, but he had an open basket to the lane. I mean, if he could have got the dribble down first, he could have had a basket. And really, the Owls' defense just doesn't seem to be as crisp tonight as it usually is.
No, you're right, Hackins. I'm kind of surprised, too. Hetty's pass comes into Todd Roth. Lincoln with a 6-point lead, 34-28. Todd on the left side in the wing. Still on dribble, now picks it up. Justin Lowe with the basketball. Charles Hetty, left side of the free throw stripe. Shane Cooper lets one fly, got it. Almost a three-pointer right on the line. That's Coop's first bucket of the night. And gives the Owls a 36-28 lead. 5 minutes to go in the third period. Douglas's pass comes to Lovelace, now to Jackson. Cross court to Douglas now in the wing, guarded by Charles Hetty. Pass across court to Queen, it's up and good. Jason Queen with his 11th point of the night, averaging 7.4 a game, having a good game tonight for the Tigers. 36-30, Lincoln on top. Hetty almost took the three, but passed out to Cooper. Instead, Todd Roth with the ball. Mitch Roth will take the three, got it. Mitch Roth with his 19th three-pointer of the year. His first one of the night. Last week he had 6 three-pointers in the contest against Boonville. It's a 9-point Lincoln lead now. Bates with the basketball, puts it up too short. Lowe with rebound. Gives it away to Todd Roth, up ahead across the 10-second mark. Roth loses it into the hands of Jason Queen. Ahead to Douglas. Douglas has it nicely blocked by Jason Lowe. Or Justin Lowe. Justin blocked it from behind with a nice move. 4:07 third period. 39-30 Lincoln on top. Douglas with the basketball for the Tigers. Around to Jackson. On the perimeter. Back to Douglas. Cross to Jason Queen. Jackson now with the basketball for the Tigers. Queen with it. Guarded by Mitch Roth. Now comes the center, John Bates. Jackson with the ball. Round the horn to Douglas. He'll fire. Nope. Bates has a bounce off his thigh out of bounds to the Alice's. 3:43 to go. Quarter number 3. Hady's pass to Todd Roth. Moves it into Lincoln Land. Signals play number 5. Low. Top of the key. Justin's pass. Hedy. Turnaround. Jumper. Pretty shot by Hedy. Smooth move by Hedy. 18 points on the night.
Yeah, they got to get him more touches and more open looks.
41-30 now. Lincoln with an 11-point advantage. Ball goes off the hand of Justin Lowe, out of bounds to the Tigers. I thought it actually went off the head of Jason Queen, but it's very close.
Yeah, I think Coach G. Miller wanted Lowe just to grab that ball right there, but well, when that ball's flying around and stuff, it's hard to get a handle on.
It is. Jason Queen's pass comes into Brian Douglas with 3:15 to go in the third period. Over to Thomas Jackson. Back to Douglas in the perimeter. Around the perimeter to Jason Queen now. He's picked up by Mitch Roth. Lincoln in a 3-2 zone defense now. Douglas backs it out between the circles. Bounce pass to Queen. Down low. Can't see who that is. That's Trueless, or rather Loveless. He'll give to Jackson. Pass from Douglas back to Jackson. Now back to Brian Douglas. 2:40 to go, third period. 41-30. Lincoln with the lead. Jackson to Douglas. Back again to Loveless. And the ball was out of bounds off the Alice's to the Tigers. 2.5 to go in the third period.
I really don't know if it's the Alice's great defense or the Princeton's lack of offense, but Princeton's really not doing much right here on this possession. There's only 2:30 left to go in the third quarter. This game is flying by, really.
And a very low-scoring contest, Hank. 41-30.
Yeah, the Alice's really, aside from the first couple games, have not put a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Tigers with the basketball. Jackson has it between the circles, loses it momentarily. Picked up nicely by Mitch Roth. Over to brother Todd. Up off the glass, no good, but a blocking foul called on the Princeton Tigers, Brian Douglas. And that'll bring John Bates back in the lineup for the Tigers. And we'll also see Josh Summers back in there as Tyler Loveless sits down, along with Chris Warner. Todd Roth at the free throw stripe. 8 out of 10 from the line, an 80% free throw shooter. He had 8 points last week against Boonville. And he's averaging 5.3 points a game. Todd Roth, 145-pound sophomore, stands 5'11". His first one from the charity line tonight. In and out, no good. Todd will have another, as he was in the act of shooting when he was fouled. It's on its way, and good this time. 1 out of 2 from the line tonight. And here comes Zach Stuckey into the contest for the first time tonight. And Todd will get a rest. Zach Stuckey, 175-pound junior, stands 6'1", averaging 4.2 a game. And also into the Tiger lineup, Chad Watt, number 15. Watt with the basketball now after a pass from Jackson. Double teamed out front. Queen down to Bates, now over, up and good by Josh Summers, and the basket will count. I think they're going to call goaltending on that anyway, but the basket counts by Summers, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't think Lowe touched the ball and win it anyway, so it just give Summers the basket anyway.
Still Lincoln, 10-point lead, 42-32 with the basketball. Hedy, nice jumper from the free throw stripe. Pretty, put it through. Hedy now with 20 points. He had 23 last game. And we still got a whole third quarter, or a fourth quarter to go. We're 1:44 in this third period. Tigers with the basketball. Down by 12. Jackson kicks it back out to Watt. He'll take it across to Josh Summers. Now back to Jackson. On the perimeter. Summers to Watt. Double teamed out front. Now to Summers on the far side. Josh with the basketball. 1:20 to go, third period. Chad Watt on the dribble. Bounces at one time to Jason Queen. He's double teamed in the corner and fighting his way out of there. Ball's loose, tipped into the hands of Bates. Over to Chad Watt. Nice block by Lowe, picked up by Eddy. Ahead to Mitch Roth. Roth on the dribble against Jackson. It's loose and picked back up again by Charles Eddy. Giving it to Justin Lowe. Watt and Roth going at, or rather Jackson and Roth going at it again. Long shot by Krzan, no good. Rebound Bates for the Tigers. Jackson with the basketball now. Under a minute to go, quarter number 3. 44-32. Lincoln on top. And foul called on Mitch Roth. Mitch playing a very physical ball game tonight.
Yeah, he's probably got a little football left in him, too. He was on the football team, so. But you like to see, I mean, not really fighting, but you like to see a physical team. I mean, you want to see them get physical inside, fight for rebounds and stuff. Sometimes I think it's a little bit extreme, but sometimes it's got to be done.
Aggression is a good thing when used in moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
Aggression in moderation. There we go. And Mitch is going to get a little bit of time on the bench to gather his moderation. Ball comes in to Chad Watt. Picks up his dribble. Guarded by Zach Stuckey. It'll be to Josh Summers now. Out to Bates. John Bates with the basketball. Against Charles Eddy. Dribbles at one time. Passes it away to Chad Watt. Guarded by Stuckey. Thomas Jackson has the ball with 20 seconds to go. Quarter number 3. Lincoln on top. 44-32. The Princeton Tigers. Bates with it. Summers now. Guarded by Craig Krzan. Summers in the lane. Puts it up. He's fouled. 9.8 seconds to go, quarter number 3.
Yeah, Carl, I think that's what Coach Zemo wanted. He played. Had a good defensive series there, and then they come off with a foul. And really, that's not what you're looking for. You don't want a foul there. You'd almost assume they'd rather make a long jump shot than really have a foul, because a foul just really goes for naught. They still get a chance to go to the line and shoot some shots.
Summers is a 66% free throw shooter, 2 out of 2 from the line so far tonight. Averaging 6 points a game, has only 2 so far. Make that 3 now as he puts the first free throw through. 44-33. Lincoln on top by 11. Looking to pick up the 4th victory of the season are the Alices. 2 in a row by Summers. He has 6 points now. He has his average now. Lincoln with the basketball. 5 seconds to go, quarter number 3. Eddy with the ball all the way to the bucket, and a foul is called on the Tigers before the shot. Lincoln ball out with 1.4 seconds to go, quarter number 3. Zach Stuckey takes it out of bounds for the Alices. Lincoln on top by 10. Stuckey looking to get it in. Krzan has it, lets it fly from three-point range. Oh, just misses. No good. And quarter number 3, the end of 3, finds the Vincennes Lincoln Alices on top by the score of 44-34. We'll be back in 60 seconds with 4th and final quarter action on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
Bring your Rex to Rex's, home of quality body and paint work since 1974. Make the right choice with Rex's Body Shop.
At Rex's Body Shop, they'll work on domestic cars, foreign cars, trucks, and even Corvettes. Open 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. on Fridays. Rex's Body Shop has 2 locations for your convenience. Bring your Rex to Rex, 2710 North 2nd in Vincennes, or 102 South Main in Bicknell.
This is Doug from Data Depot. You're in the market for a new computer, right? But you're not sure what type of system you need. Come into our new showroom on 2nd Street, and we'll go over your requirements, and we'll build you the best computer for your current and future needs. Our specialty for the last 7 years has been providing the best custom-built computers using only name-brand components. You won't be disappointed, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Our prices are very competitive, and we have the largest stock of components, peripherals, and supplies in the area. Data Depot on 2nd Street in Vincennes.
Well, it hasn't been a picturesque game, a very pretty game, but the Alices still hold a 10-point lead, 44-34 going into the final quarter. It'll be Tiger ball out of bounds as quarter number 4 gets underway. Douglas takes it on the bounce pass from Josh Summers. He's picked up by Zach Stuckey. Back to Summers in the left wing over there, guarded by Craig Krzan. Brian Douglas back to Summers now for the Tigers. To Thomas Jackson around the perimeter, Brian Douglas. Over to Queen, and nice block by Eddy. Queen gets the ball back, though. Jackson now, long jumper by Jackson. High archer, good. 2-pointer. by Jackson. And that's his 6th point of the night. 44-36, Lincoln with the lead as Todd Roth gets it to Craig Curzan. Hetty has the ball, and he's fouled by Bates. John Bates almost took the pass away, but reached in and fouled Charles Hetty on the arm.
Yeah, Hetty's a little upset with that because he had an open pass to the basket, and it would have been a dunk city right there. Hetty would have got the foul.
Hetty has 20 points tonight. He had 23 last time against Boonville, and I'm sure he'd like to get over that mark this game. He tried it this time, no good, but he's fouled again. This time I think he'll go to the stripe, though. Fouled again by Bates.
Yeah, and this is one place where Hetty wanted to work a lot over the summer. Last year he struggled a little bit at the free throw line, only around 55-60% last year. But this year he's trying to get his free throw shooting down because he knows that people aren't going to be able to stop him inside. They're going to foul him and put him to the line.
Coming into tonight's contest, Charles was a 75% free throw shooter. And coming up to the line right now, he's 2 out of 4 on the night. Here's his 5th attempt, up and good. So Hetty has 3 shots, 3 points from the line. 21 points on the night. Big Charles, 6'8", 215-pound senior. Up and good again, 2 in a row. He has been working on his free throws, you can tell. Lincoln now again with a 10-point lead with 7:10 to go in the contest. Douglas crosses the 10-second mark for the Tigers. He'll bounce it over to Thomas Jackson. Back to Josh Summers, guarded by Craig Curzan. Queen now with the basketball for the Tigers. Lovelace has it to Douglas. Under 7 minutes play in the game.
You know, what you're seeing right now is a little bit of the four corners offense trying to hold and take some time off the clock.
But the Tigers down by 10. Lovelace with the basketball back to Jackson. Give to Summers. Jackson again. Summers with the basketball. Lincoln in the very tough zone defense. And shot up, no good by Douglas. Back up, no good. And ball's out of bounds to the Tigers. So the Tigers almost got a good shot from that offense, but not quite able to put it through. Josh Summers looking to pass it in. He'll get it in to Lovelace. Nice block by Lowe. Back into the hands, though, of Josh Summers. Douglas directing traffic. Passes to Josh Summers again. 6:20 to go in the game. Summers back to Jackson around the perimeter. To Douglas. Jackson again. Lincoln maintaining that 2-3 zone defense. Pass across court to Douglas. In the wing on the right side. He'll fire long. No good. Rebound Curzan. He'll haul in the carom for the Alice's. Todd Roth on the dribble. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Lincoln with a 10-point lead. 46-36. Low scoring contest. Craig Curzan has the basketball for the Alice's. Top of the key to Stuckey. Round the horn. Down low to Justin Lowe. And Justin turns around, puts it up and good. Pretty shot by Lowe. Nice assist by Todd Roth. Lincoln now with a 12-point lead. And a timeout call by the Princeton Tigers. Tigers will call a timeout with 5:38 to go in the contest. And Lincoln on top 48-36. Be back in 30 seconds on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
It's the year's greatest savings, the New Year's Day sale at Memory Motorplex. Special hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 98 models, just $98 over invoice. 97 models, priced $97 below invoice. Special new and used car financing. Stop in for a complimentary breakfast 9 a.m. to noon, and don't worry about missing those bowl games. Check them out on our big screen TV. Who gives you the best deal on an automobile? Memory Motorplex.
You betcha.
The Alice's have won the last 7 out of 8 games these two clubs have been involved in. Actually, the Alice's have won the last 4 in a row over the Tigers, and they're going to make it 5 in a row now, leading 48-36. And Hank, the Alice's travel down to Gibson Southern on Saturday night for another Gibson County contest. Here they come with 5:38 to go in this contest. Lincoln on top by 12. Tigers have the basketball. With it in the corner, Jason Queen. Pass it back out to Summers, around the horn to Douglas, and Douglas travels. So a costly turnover there for the Tigers.
Yeah, really, they had the ball for almost a little bit over a minute there. They had the ball and didn't get anything out of it.
Big Charles to get the ball out of bounds right in front of the Princeton Tiger bench. And Charles trying to get in. He does now to Zach Stuckey. Under pressure to Todd Roth. Todd takes across the 10-second mark. Over to Craig Curzan. Baseline left. Down low to Hetty. Nice pass. Up and good by Charles Hetty. Hetty now has 24 points on the night. One more than he had in the Boonville game. So Hetty very easily in double figures both contests that he's played this year. It's a 50-36 lead for the Alices. Under 5 minutes to play in the contest, and the shot goes up and rolls in by Tyler Lovelace. His first bucket of the night. Averaging almost 7 points a game. He scored his first points in the fourth period. About halfway through the fourth period. Stuckey with the ball for the Alices, ranked number 2 in the state in Class 3A. Todd Roth back to Stuckey. The Alices content to take a lot of time off that clock, working for a good shot. Roth over to Craig Curzan. In the wing on the left side. Stuckey, short jumper, got it. Pretty shot by Zach Stuckey. His first bucket of the night. It's a 52-38 Lincoln lead. 4:15 to go, fourth quarter. Tigers with the basketball. Summers around to Douglas. Around the perimeter to Thomas Jackson. Douglas again to Summers now. Jackson at the free throw stripe. He'll put it up. Won't go. Hetty with the rebound. Charles gives it ahead to Todd Roth. And Roth has it back to Zach Stuckey. And Stuckey's pass goes to Roth. Curzan, Hetty, low, nice ball movement, up and good. The Alices moved that ball around very nicely that time. 54-38, Lincoln with a lead at a 3:35 mark to go in the contest. Tigers Summers loses the handle on the ball, picked up by Charles Hetty. Knocked out of his hands by Jason Queen, but off the foot of Hetty, out of bounds to the Tigers. 54-38, Lincoln on top. Bates back in the ball game for the Princeton Tigers. 1-4 coming into tonight's contest. Ball almost gets away from Jackson. He runs it down before it goes back across the 10-second mark. Hands it off to Brian Douglas. Summers on the far side now to Jason Queen in the corner. Douglas way out on top. Bates at the free throw stripe. In the paint, turns, puts it up. Good shot by Bates. John Bates, his 13th point of the night. Lincoln now with a 14-point lead, under 3 minutes to go in the contest. Todd Roth on the dribble. Nice bit of dribbling across the 10-second mark. Curzan to Hetty in the paint. Hetty out to Stuckey. Roth back to Stuckey now. Into Lowe. The Alice's passes seem a little crisper now, working the ball around more effectively.
Yeah, they seem to be more content out there, making good passes.
Nice move into Lowe again. Justin Lowe up and again by after a pass from Charles Hetty. Lincoln extends their lead to 16 now. I think that's the biggest lead of the night. The Alices had 16. Jackson on the drive, and he went up against Justin Lowe, and Lowe committed a personal foul. 2:24 to go in the contest. And Jackson will go to the free throw stripe. A 50% free throw shooter. Craig Curzan leads the contest. Curzan has 4 points on the night. Jackson is 6'1", junior. Averages 10 points a game. He has 6 in the contest right now. Lets the first one fly in and out, no good. And another substitution coming in now for the Tigers. I don't have a number 45 on my sheet. See if we can get that name for you. But anyway, while Hank looks that up, Jackson will throw up the second free throw. Got the shooter's roll, and he has one from the free throw stripe. With 2:20 to go in the contest, Lincoln with a 56-41 lead. And Brad Elliott, I think, in the contest now. Yeah, Brad's in there for the Alices now, and he's fouled in the contest just a few seconds and fouled already. Looks like John Bates is going to come back into the ball game for Princeton. And Zach Stuckey will inbound it for the Allisons under his own bucket. Stuckey gets it in to Justin Lowe on the left side in the wing. Back out to Todd Roth. Petty, left side. Wanted to take the long shot. Bounces it nicely to Lowe. Good move by Justin Lowe. Got the roll. And he says the basket won't count, but it sure is close. 56-41 is our score. The Allisons on top with 2:08 remaining in the contest. And I believe Bates has just fouled out. Yeah, John Bates has just fouled out of the contest with 13 points on the night. Big John picks up foul number 5, and he wasn't back in there 20 seconds before he fouled out. That'll put Justin Lowe at the free throw stripe. Justin, a 70% free throw shooter coming into the ball game tonight, hitting on 16 of 23, and he has 20 points on the night, make it 21 now as he puts that one through. 57-41. Lincoln lead. Justin with his second free throw. Nice shot again. He and Charles Eddy have such fluid motions on their free throws and jump shots. 58-41. Lincoln lead. Under 2 minutes to go in the contest now. Summers with the basketball. Across the court pass to Brian Douglas. Round the perimeter. Princeton Tigers with the basketball. Douglas, long three on the way. Rings the rim. No good. Justin Lowe goes high for the rebound. Todd Roth has it. He's double teamed. Tried to get it away. Gets it back into his hands now after an errant pass to Justin Lowe. Down court to Hetty all alone. Left side. Charles slows it down. A minute and a half to go in the game. Todd Roth with the ball to Zach Stuckey. Lincoln will advance to 4-1 on the year. And the Tigers drop to 1-5 on the season. Stuckey's pass to Todd Roth on the left side, and Roth is fouled by Brian Douglas. 1 minute, 19 seconds to go in this contest. Todd Roth will go to the free throw stripe. 1 out of 2 from there tonight. Normally an 80% free throw shooter. And Charles Eddy will sit down as Brad Elliott and Shane Cooper comes into the ball game. I think that may be all for Charles tonight. If it is, he'll end the ball game at 24 points. Todd Roth has this free throw up and in. Todd now has 2 points, both of those from the free throw stripe. Todd, 5'11", 145-pound sophomore. Lets it fly, cannot get the roll. Rebound by Jackson of the Tigers. They're bringing it across the 10-second mark. Bounce pass right side to Brian Douglas. Across the court, back to Jackson, almost taken away. It is taken away now by Todd Roth. Ahead to Stuckey. And Stuckey is hacked from behind and misses the bucket, but he'll go to the free throw stripe. Zach Stuckey, 2 out of 2 from the free throw stripe. Coming into the contest tonight. He'll be at the free throw line now, shooting 2. Zach, a 175-pound junior, stands 6'1". At the line, first one up and good. Zach puts it through for his 3rd point of the night. Has the ball back from the official. 1:03 to go in the contest. Stuckey makes it a 61-41. Lincoln lead, 20 points to Alice's over the Tigers with under a minute to go in this contest. Summers back out to Jackson. Fires for 3. Got it. First three-pointer of the night for the Tigers. And Lowe gets it into Stuckey. Zach dribbles through traffic. Back to Lowe. Justin back to Zach. Ahead to Shane Cooper. Breaks the press. All alone. Brad Elliott underneath. Good. Elliott all alone, and Cooper saw him.
I guess that's called a defensive breakdown.
I think it's that's one word for it, Hank. Yeah. Long three on the way. No good by the Tigers. Summers. And a foul called on the Tigers. And Stuckey will go back to the free throw stripe, I think. 24.5 seconds to go in the game. Lincoln 63, Princeton 44. And Craig Curzan re-enters the contest. And Justin Lowe leaves. Justin had a good ball game tonight. He also finishes up with 22 points. Looks like to me unofficially Hetty has 24 points. Lowe has 22. Big Aaron Palmer will come back into the ballgame for Princeton. Aaron played 3/4 of JV earlier tonight. And he stands 6'4", only a sophomore. At the free throw stripe, Zach Stuckey just came from there, hit both of those. Can he do it again? Hit the first one of these. Zach mounting the points from the free throw line. He has 3 now, 1 from the field, 5 points total. Averaging 4.2 and misses this one. Rebound Douglas for the Tigers. 20 seconds to go in the game. Douglas stops at the top of the key, fake 3-point shot. Summers pass to Jackson. He'll take the 3-pointer. Misses this time. Cooper goes high for the rebound. And Coop is fouled. 11.3 seconds to go in the contest. Lincoln with a 20-point lead, 64-44. And Shane Cooper will be at the free throw line.
The final score is going to end up being around 20 points. It's going to be a lot lopsided, but the game really was close throughout the game, and really the Owls started to pull away here at the end with the Tigers fouling a little bit. But the Owls are going to have to play well tomorrow against Gibson Southern, who holds the ball. And when you're playing offense and defense, you have to have good possessions at both ends. Cooper
missed the first shot of the double bonus. He normally a 75% free throw shooter, 3 out of 4 on the year, and misses this one short. And the Tigers' Brian Douglas hauls it down, brings it down court, launches a long 3, in and out, no good. It's loose, and Jackson puts it back up before the buzzer sounds. It's loose again, and now the buzzer sounds into the contest, and the Vincennes Lincoln Owls take it over the Princeton Tigers by the score of 64-44. The Owls outscored the Tigers 20-10 in that last period. As Hank mentioned, all throughout the contest, it was close, but in the late going, the Owls pulled away, and now the Lincoln Owls claim a 4-1 record on the season. The Tigers dropped to 1-5, and the Owls will travel to Gibson Southern on Saturday night to take on another Gibson County team. So Lincoln now 2-0 in the Big A play, 4-1 overall. And the Tigers 0-3 in Big A play, 1-5 overall. And Hank, you have the stats ready? Give them to us, please.
All right, scoring in the contest for the Princeton Tigers, they were led in scoring by John Bates. Bates connected on 6 2-point field goals, 1 2 from the free throw line for 13 points. Jason Green had 5 2-point field goals and was 1-1 from the free throw line for 11 points. 9 points for Thomas Jackson. He had 3 2-point field goals and 1 3-point field goal for 9 points. 6 points for Josh Summers. He had 1 2-point field goal, 4-4 from the free throw line. 2 points apiece for Brian Douglas and Tyler Lovelace to round out the scoring for the Tigers. For the Allisons, a pair of leading scorers tonight for the Allisons, and Charles Hetty, who had 10 2-point field goals, 4 of 6 from the free throw line for 24 points. Justin Lowe, who had 9 2-point field goals and 4 of 6 from the free throw line for 22 points. It dropped off from there, though. Zach Stuckey ends up the game with 5 points late in the game in the second half. Stuckey had 1 2-point field goal, was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Mitch Roth had 1 3-point basket for 3 points. Todd Roth was 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 2 points. 2 points in the game for Shane Cooper, who had a 2-point field goal, and also 2 points for Brad Elliott, who scored a 2-point basket late in the game. The Allisons win it by a score of 64-44, 2-0 in the Big A Conference, and have another tough game tomorrow against Gibson Southern, but the Owls are going to have to play a lot better and play well throughout the game, and not just in the second half.
Okay, Hank, thank you very much. Once again, the final score here from Alice Arena. The Alice is 64, the Princeton Tigers 44, and we're going to take a short break and try to get assistant coach Don Allstott up here to talk to us, so keep it right here on Cablevision Communications, Channel 23.
Are you worried about the economy? Now is the time to consolidate your debt into one small monthly payment at Personal Finance Company. It's confidential and fast with no application or closing cost fees. Keep your money into your pocket every month. Whether it's credit cards, medical bills, home, or even car repairs, call Personal Finance Company. Get ready for the tough times by having more money every month. Personal Finance Company, located at 28 North 2nd Street in Vincennes.
Snyder's Body Shop. We've been in business for over 25 years because we care about our customers. Whether it's spot repair or complete paint jobs, use glass brick colors to guarantee the best possible finish.
Snyder Body Shop. When you care about your car, we're your next stop. We care, and we show it at Snyder Body Shop. We care, and we show it.
Snyder's Body Shop. We take the dents out of accidents.
Welcome back. The Owls has picked up victory number 4 in this 1997-98 basketball season by the score of 64-44 over the rivals from Princeton, the Princeton Tigers. And we have now a special guest with us, assistant coach Don Alstott. Don, good to see you again, and congratulations on the victory.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back here.
Good to see you. And it wasn't really a pretty contest, maybe, but yet a win is a win, and 20 points is not too bad.
Yeah, but we got a lot of work to do, Dan. I mean, defensively, you know, as far as containing the basketball, we let anybody penetrate against us, and you know, they got quite a few rebounds against us as well. You know, even the fact that we have 6'8", 6'5" inside, and you know, we just have a lot of work to do. They kind of, you know, they were in the ball game there. You know, we just had like a 10-point lead there with about 3.5, 4 minutes to go, and you know, finally put it away. At least we had the big-time duo on the offensive end of Chuck and Justin, but defensively, we got a long way to go.
Speaking of Chuck and Justin, this is only the second time this season those two have been in there playing together, you know, in a regular season game. And what is the big difference? Maybe there's several differences or several different things about Chuck being back that is going to help this team.
I think one, you know, with teams earlier, they could put most of the people around Justin low. But, you know, Justin's shown he can step out and shoot that 15-foot jump shot this year. And I tell you what, both of those guys are a lot quicker this year, you know. So that causes a lot of problem with teams. And, you know, it should be a fun year for those guys working. You know, they complement one another extremely well. They're talking to the game entire time. So, you know, we hope for big things from them. 46 points out of the two of them. We hope we get accustomed to that.
Right. Charles said he had 24 and Justin had 22, and like I said, 46 out of the 64. That's quite a lot of points from two ball players.
You know, they're running that high-low quite a bit. I mean, Chuck probably got a few more assists than what Justin did, but you know, he's going to see that, being a Division I player that he is, and you know, he gives the ball up at the right time. He keeps guys in the ball game. You know, I don't think Chuck forced a shot tonight, so you know, kids really respect him, and you know, he's got to be a leader.
I know, Don, we were talking earlier about your JV squad. You lost another close one tonight, and I know you've lost several close ones. What do you say the average is?
I think we're about, I think a differential about 2.4 where we're 1-5. I guess that's poor coaching because, you know, a good coach, I guess, would figure out a way to get 2.5 points out there and we'd be 6-0. But, you know, I just told the kids tonight that, we got to keep working. You know, we got to keep working hard and see if we can improve. We have a little bit of difficulty of shooting the basketball, but, you know, tonight I wasn't displeased with the way the junior varsity played. We played hard. We played pretty smart. We just, you know, it's just a couple opportunities that we had to take care of at the end.
Okay, now Saturday night is Gibson Southern down south. Any special plans for them?
I have a feeling they're going to be icing the ball just a little bit down there. You know, they're playing to what they think their strengths are of holding the ball, or they try to get into possession game. I saw them play. They're fairly small. There's no real big, strong kids out there. They're 5'7", 5'10" out there at the guard slots, 130, 150 pounds. So that, you know, they're pretty light out there. So they're a little limited on the kids they have, but they can shoot the basketball, Dan. And you know, they get out there and they spread you out. They look for a lot of back cuts and back screens and things off of it. Then all of a sudden, you know, they'll pull up and shoot a three on you, and they can't shoot the basketball. So you know, it's going to be a different style of game, and you know, it'll help us because we may see that later on in the season, at the end of the season. So we'll just see what happens.
All these games, Don, like I said, it wasn't a pretty victory, but it was a victory, and every game we learned from it.
Yeah, well, you know, we learned tonight off a few things defensively that, for one thing, we are very slow anyway, you know, especially on the outside and in the inside as well to a degree. And we just have to realize, you know, how much pressure we can actually put on people without letting them, you know, bust it to the basket on us. And you saw that a lot tonight where, they, you know, one dribble and those guys were getting to the hole on us. And we got to figure out a way to shut that down.
All right, Don Alstott, thank you very much for talking to us. Congratulations again on win number 4.
All right, thank you, Dan.
Okay, once again, the final score here from Alice Arena. The Alice's take over the Tigers, 64-44. On behalf of my statistician, Hank Lopez, my cameraman, Brett Brode, this is Dan Ravelette saying thanks for your time this time. Till next time, good night, everyone.